Fear is nothing but an illusion created by the mind, and when faced with decision, it vanishes. I've said these words many times in my life, and every time I do, I remind myself this is not just a thought. It's a truth that can set a soul free. Today, I don't want to speak to you from theory. I want to speak from experience, from the heart, from the depths of what I've learned after a lifetime devoted to understanding the human mind, success, failure, and the thin line that separates the two. Listen carefully, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see your entire life. Fear is an illusion, a mental construct, a shadow with no substance, a lie, disguised as protection. It has no roots in reality. It's not an external force. It's not some enemy out there. It is born in your own mind, a reflection of your doubts, an echo of old wounds, an invisible enemy that only lives when you feed it. Do you realize how powerful that is? If fear isn't real, if it has no substance outside of your thoughts, then you have the power to dissolve it, and that makes you free. Now let me take you on the path that led me to understand this truth. Chapter 1. The origin of fear. From the moment we are children, we are taught to fear. Fear punishment, fear rejection, fear failure, fear the unknown. And so, year after year, fear after fear, we build an invisible prison, a mental cage with no bars, just an inner voice that says, be careful, don't take risks, stay where it's safe. What if you fail? What if they laugh at you? That voice is not you. It's the echo of a world afraid of change, afraid of greatness, afraid of risk, afraid of stepping beyond the comfort of the known. I spent years interviewing the most successful men of my time. And do you know what I discovered? Every single one of them felt fear. But none of them let fear lead their decisions. That's what made them different. That's what elevated them. Chapter 2. How fear hides in your life. Fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it dresses up as logic, or caution, or even responsibility. It's not the right time. I need to be realistic. I don't have the money yet. I'm just not ready. Lies. Elegant, convincing lies, but still lies. They are fear, wearing a suit and tie. Fear pretending to be wisdom. And how do I know? Because behind every one of those phrases is a dream being buried, an opportunity fading, a potential self slowly dying. Chapter 3. The antidote. Now listen to me closely. Fear doesn't vanish by force. It dissolves through understanding. When you realize fear is just a thought, you know, when you stop running from it and turn to face it, when you name it, observe it, and walk through it, it shrinks. It loses its grip on you. You become the master of your mind, no longer its slave. Look around. Every great invention, every bold creation, every world-changing idea was brought to life by someone who felt fear and acted anyway. That is courage. That is growth. That is leadership. Chapter 4, Real Stories, Living Lessons. Let me tell you about Henry Ford. When I told him that engineers thought the V8 engine was impossible, do you know what he did? He laughed and said, build it anyway. Was he afraid? Of course. He was challenging an entire industry, but he didn't let fear cast the vote. That made him a legend. Same with Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times, and when I asked him about it, he said, I didn't fail. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Each one brought me closer to the answer. That is the kind of relationship you must build with fear, not as your enemy, but as your signal, your teacher, your proof that you're moving towards something meaningful. Chapter 5, Practical Tools to Destroy Fear. Let's get to work. Here are 3 powerful steps you can start using today. Step 1, name your fear. Write it down. Make it real. I'm afraid of losing money. I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of failing in public. By writing it down, you weaken its power. You externalize it. You take control. Step 2, do the thing you fear. Not tomorrow, today, big or small. Call the person you've avoided. Launch the idea you've been hiding. Take the first step. Action destroys illusion. Step 3. Reprogram your mind. Every day, speak new truths into yourself. Fear doesn't decide for me. I choose to act. I am stronger than my doubts. Every time I face fear, I become more free. Repeat them until they become your new identity, because that's how the mind works. What you repeat rewires you, and what rewires you reshapes your life. Chapter 6, the greatest fear of all. Let me tell you a secret. The most common fear, the deepest one of all, is the fear of your own greatness. Yes, you heard that right. Fear of standing out, fear of shining, fear of success. Because success demands responsibility. It demands you to evolve, to leave behind the smaller version of yourself, and that is terrifying. But listen carefully. You weren't born to hide. Your gift wasn't given to you to stay buried, and your soul didn't come here to be average. You came to grow, to lead, to serve, to inspire, and none of that will happen until you stop obeying fear. Chapter 7, final reflection. Let me say it again so you never forget. Fear is nothing but an illusion created by the mind, a shadow cast across your path, a lie repeated enough times that you started to believe it. But one action, one step, can silence it forever. I've seen it, I've lived it, and so can you. Don't wait until you feel ready. You never will. Act now. Act with trembling hands. Act with doubt. Act without certainty. Because on the other side of fear is the life you were born for. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing courage. And thank you for being brave, even for just a few seconds longer than fear can survive. Until next time, remember this. Fear isn't real, but you are.